In this video, I will talk about the financial aspect of the application of the Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program. I will talk from two different perspectives. I will talk as a business at the idea stage, and I will also talk as an existing business. I understand that applicants does not actually know how to position and answer these questions based on the stage of their business, and so many persons, so many entrepreneurs has lost their chances winning these grants because of this very section. So now let's focus on it, but before that, be reminded that I have made two previous videos. The first one talked about the business information, the second one talked about the market strategy and the industry analysis. So if this is the first video you are finding or you are new to this channel, look at the top right hand corner of this screen. You will see the first video I made. Click on it and watch it. Okay, let's go. The financials. What's the total amount of cash invested to date in this startup? Now, so many businesses at the idea stage has invested so much, but they don't know how to present it. Now, let me teach you. The first thing is, if the business is registered, then you've invested. The cost of registering that business should be counted. If you spend any money attending any training in course of this business, then you have invested. If you've also spent any money in making market research or developing any concept towards this business, then you have invested. You should count those costs. So let's say I have invested $100 in training, $100 in registering my business, and maybe $150 in market research. That is $350. You can see it there. That is how you count your costs. But if you have not invested anything, be free to write zero. Yes. Now let's continue. The next thing we will talk about is businesses at the businesses that are already in existence. So businesses that are already in existence, they are talking about the total money you've invested so far, the cost of equipment, the cost of the registration inclusive, and any other thing. So for the sake of this video, I will put $3,200 as the total money I have invested if I am applying as an existing business. And this money should be based, should complement the number of years you've been in business. So what are your current monthly cash expenses? As a business at the ideation stage, I will talk about, if the zero, I will put zero. If I'm not making any money, you are not paying rent at the moment, you are not paying salary, you are not doing anything, you can put zero as business at the ideation stage, or you call it idea stage. But if you think you are making any expenses, you can also put the number, maybe for costs, for transportation, for market research, and it is monthly, you can put the number. But for businesses at the for businesses that are already in existence, we will look at the amount you paid for salary, utilities, and logistics. We will also look at rent. You make it a monthly portion of it. Then we calculate it. Let's say $750 USD. The next question here is, how much revenue has your startup generated since inception? I am emphasizing that you don't need to lie about anything. You don't need to use figures to impress anybody. So if your business at the idea stage, put zero. Yes. But if your business is already in existence, let's say your business has been in existence for over a year, you can calculate your monthly sales, multiply it by 12. If it is about a year and 6 months, you calculate how much you have generated. Now, we are not talking about profits. We are talking about total money that is coming in. And this part is crucial because The Elumelu Foundation wants to know how profitable your business is. So I would say I have spent or I have generated $4,800. I'm using these values for the sake of this application. For the sake of this video. The next question we have to deal with here is, what is the projected break-even volume for the business? Let me start by saying break-even is that point where the total expenses equals the total income. That's the point where you start making profit. So what TEF is asking you is not the total income that equals the total expenses or total money spent. No, they're asking you the units of your goods or services that you need to render or sell for you to start making profits. So if what it cost me to start my business from everything I've spent so far is $100 and I am into fashion, then I am selling 1 unit of my clothes at $10. That means the break-even volume is 10. That's 10 clothings, 10 units of my clothes, because I need to sell 10 units of my clothes at the rate of $10 to generate the total money I have spent, which is $100. So, and for a business at the ideation stage, what they expect from you is projection. This business will break even by selling, let's say, 80 units of clothes or 80 clothing units within the period of 1 year at the price of 25 US dollars. That's why they just put 25 word limit. They don't expect something much from you, or we put it at the price of 10 US dollars. So that projection is what they need from business that are at the ideation stage. Then a business existing, if you've actually break even, you should also spell it. If you have not reached that break even point, you should also put it in terms of projection. It's simple. What they need from you here is the break-even volume, not the amount. If you don't understand, please, I will do more clarity in the comment section. You can just drop your question in the comment section. This is the next question we need to deal with, and they're talking about impact. And TEF has made it easy for us by highlighting what they want. They want to impact in terms of job creation, revenue generation, or social impact. And if I'm answering these questions, I can use two different approaches. I can highlight them: job creation, revenue generation, and social impact. Then I discuss them. Under job creation, I discuss for potential of creating jobs as a business at the idea stage. While under revenue generation, I can also do same, talk about our projection. But this very section of this application should make you to appreciate the video on the screen now, where I talk about 10 businesses that TEF will fund. I talked about businesses that have the potential of creating more jobs and generating more revenue. I talked about it very in detail in this the video I'm referencing now, and I explained why TEF funds this business. Now you can see TEF is asking you of the impact, and they highlighted their interest. But let's go back to these questions. To answer these questions, the business at the ideation stage, I will use a different approach. I will start by saying this business will create. So now I have used a projection kind of approach when I'm talking about creation of jobs. So that is business at the idea stage. The tone you use should entirely be different from the tone a business that is already in existence will use. For an already existing business, I will say since inception in March 2024, like I'm making reference to when we started. Yours must not be March 2024. So, but I'm saying since inception, this business has. Now we are now talking about, you start with, for businesses that is already for a business that is already in existence, you are starting with what we've done. So if you're talking about job creation, you start with, we've created 3 jobs 3 direct jobs, and we intend to, once we scale. That's what TEF wants to know. You talk the same thing about revenue generation. We've generated this, and if we scale, we have the social money to do this. We will generate this. That's for businesses that is already in existence. The next question. Here is the next question we have to talk about. What are the top 3 challenges you face in operating or launching your business? Now, TEF has also made it easier for you. They have actually defined what they want. 3 challenges. Then the first thing they talk about is operating. That's for businesses that are already in existence. Then the next thing they talk about is launching. That's businesses at the idea level. So the first thing you need to do, let's start with businesses that are at the idea stage. The first thing you need to do is you must understand that your challenge or your challenges will not be the same with someone who is already running a business. Your challenge could be limited startup capital. It could also be access to reliable suppliers. It could also be barriers in market entry. These are challenges. These are challenges that can actually prevent you from launching your business. So, talking about existing business, your challenges could be rising cost of raw materials, limited working capital, logistics inefficiencies, and other things. There are several challenges that affect startups, and not all challenges should be brought forward because you are actually applying for a grant. You look for suitable challenges and you present them adequately. The next question we talk about now is aims and objectives. Please let me first say this. TEF offers 3 things. The first one is mentorship, the second one is networking, the third one is seed capital. Now, anything you are listing or anything you will mention here as one of the things you hope to achieve should trace down to these 3 things. I will use 2 different perspectives as usual. I will talk about business at the ideation stage, and I will also talk about existing business. So for a business that is at the idea stage, one of the things you should hope to get from this program is launching of your business or validation, as the case may be, first customers, and also capacity building. I am listing only these 4. You can list more, but I encourage you don't need to list these 4. You should just pick 2 that is maybe suitable. So the first thing you should understand is you can get launching from launching from the seed capital. The capacity building can be gotten from the mentorship and all that. In all you do, link it to the 3 things that TEF offers. That's what's important. Then for businesses that is already in existence, you can actually talk about these things. The first thing here is scale operation. You can also talk about improved production efficiency. You can also talk about expanding your markets. You can talk about couple of things, but while you do so, you can see they give you 200 words limit. You should be able to link them to the 3 things that TEF offers. I repeat, they are the first one is seed capital, the second one mentorship, and the third thing there is networking. In no particular order, I mean. So while you are answering this question, link it to the 3 things that TEF offers. The next thing here is the business skills you intend to learn. It could be market strategy, it could be financial analysis, it could be anything. Just choose the ones that you need. Let's talk about the mentorship. This space provided is tempting. Someone asked me if he should use my name going forward because he's watching my videos, and I told him no. TEF do match entrepreneurs to a mentor, and the mentor is expected to guide you and answer most of your questions. Please do not use my name because I may not be available to help you. Once you use the name of a mentor, TEF will assume you already have one, and that will actually stop TF from maybe assigning a mentor to you. So do not use my name because I may not be available to help you. My services outside of YouTube are paid services, and most of the people who contacted me, when I give them my price, they felt it is high because I give quality. Thank you very much and good luck in your application.